Welcome back to episode 4 of Brick by Haunted Brick.
In this episode, we will be building a strawberry and a camera and discussing the Annabelle movie.
We will be discussing major plot points and details of the first Annabelle movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, there will be spoilers ahead.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 4 of Brick by Haunted Brick.
So the first Annabelle movie takes place in 1967 and it's one of Ed and Lorraine Warren's
You got it, girl. Get
first
it.
major cases. It's about Annabelle, a Raggedy Ann doll who becomes possessed by this demonic presence and just wreaks havoc in every home that she's in.
See, I think they should have kept it as a Raggedy Ann doll instead of making it look like this weird doll because I feel like it's scarier if it's like this cute child toy that's like freaking out because this doll
And
looks
because
messed up.
everyone, like, real people in real life had Raggedy Ann.
Exactly.
We had a Raggedy Ann growing up.
We'll bring it out
We'll bring it out at some point.
after we get it blessed.
But I remember it would be in the doll room at Mammy's house. And I don't know why, but especially your brother, he's like, we need to put this thing in the other room while we're here. Like, he can't, like, she can't be around us.
He can't be in there when the Raggedy Ann doll is out.
We didn't even want to call her Raggedy Ann. We'd call her Betty Joe because we just didn't like her that much.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think maybe they didn't have like the rights to show a Raggedy Ann doll. Is that a thing? Like, would you have to pay the
Maybe.
rights for it?
I don't know, because I feel like it's probably trademarked.
Or I think like maybe they tried to make this doll like look scarier and they thought it would like look cooler on camera.
Yeah, and I feel like for the storyline, at least for this one, the main character, she collects porcelain dolls. So I feel
Red
like
flag.
right, which so did Mammy.
Okay,
But she accepted a
call
Raggedy
it-
Ann doll, so
call
why
it-
couldn't
call it like you see it. It's a red flag. I'm sorry.
this
Your
woman
sister?
accept it? Yeah, I know.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red
My
flag.
dog, red flag. He's marrying a doll.
Terrence is in love with Julie.
Yeah. Check out the wedding this June.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram to find pictures and videos from Terrence and Julia's wedding.
I don't know where he is.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
But yeah, so I think it would have been better if they kept a real Raggedy Ann doll.
I think they should have too, but I guess for the plot of this movie,
Okay.
she collects porcelain dolls because if she didn't collect, like if it was just a regular Raggedy Ann doll, she would have never gotten it. At least for the movie. I don't know how true that is in real life.
It's not. Like it's the background to this movie is like completely different than the actual Annabelle.
So this movie's just a whole made up for
Yeah, which is
purposes?
why it's so bad.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for saying that because this movie really isn't good.
Yeah, I feel like
Patrick and Vera aren't in it, so there's no reason to watch.
Exactly.
Like
that's why I'm saying like I think maybe if this movie came out before the Conjuring movies, because the Conjuring movies are just so good that maybe if it came out before then, it would look better.
Maybe because this one came out in 2014, and I think the first Conjuring came out in 2013.
Yeah,
right?
So like you expect it to be so good because the Conjuring was so good that it just kind of felt like a letdown.
Yeah, I mean, after watching the first Conjuring movie and then going to the first Annabelle,
the production value, honestly, it just isn't there.
Like the whole movie takes place in this one
there's
apartment.
There's a different director too, so like maybe that's why.
Yeah.
All right, but anyways, let's get into it.
Let's try. Yeah, let's just get into it.
We'll try our best. We'll try our best to polish this turd.
Yeah, we'll try our best. Anyway, so Mia and John, they're a couple. They're expecting their first baby. They live in a cute little house. Whatever.
The
normal
60s dream.
60s dream.
White picket fence.
All-American couple.
Church going.
You name it, they do it. Okay.
You name it, they do it.
So,
yes,
so Mia collects porcelain dolls, and in their nursery for their future baby, it's walls of dolls.
They're all dressed like the Annabelle doll. They're look
all like pretty
they're in the
and
same
perfect.
set. It looks like they're in like a series of dolls
in their little pretty dresses. So John finds Annabelle. He's like, you know what? This is her push present. Annabelle's her push present. So he gives her Annabelle. She loves it. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Even though she's filthy. Every
Yeah.
movie she's in, she's dirty.
She doesn't look new, but, like, also his name is John, right? He's like,
Yeah.
"I spent a pretty penny on this."
This dirty doll
I'm like,
who's gonna ruin
"Well,
their life.
yeah,
But
we might
hey,
miss a couple of rent payments," he says,
yep.
"but don't worry, I got you this creepy looking porcelain doll."
Hey, that's free will, baby.
I guess. But yeah, so and also to set this up, they're like one of the first scenes in this movie is when these like nurses, right? They have the doll. That's how the movie
Mm.
sets up. The nurses have this doll, and it's literally like the first scene in The Conjuring is the first scene in this movie.
So
They're
yeah.
telling like Ed about the doll and how
Mhm.
they got it from their mom, who was like a nurse or grandma or something, which we find out at the end of this Annabelle movie. That's how
Yep.
that starts. We see the Mia and John, they're at church. Their neighbors go to church too,
Mhm.
and they're kind of talking, and we find out that their neighbors lost their daughter,
Mhm. They have an
quotes around
estranged
lost.
daughter
Yeah. Who ran away to be in a cult.
in a cult, essentially. Yeah.
Disciples of the Rams, which we will hear throughout the Conjuring
Which we
movies.
find out what it is in Conjuring 3.
Yeah.
So their daughter is part of this cult. Whatever. Okay. Life
Yeah.
goes on.
Life goes on. You'll be fine. You can still
Church
talk.
ends.
They all go home. They do their thing, and they go to bed and they get woken up and they hear like
Nope.
Mia
First, John
hears.
surprises.
Oh yeah, they get the doll.
They get the doll. They have Annabelle now.
Ugh.
And then they're woken up by a ruckus nice store.
Yeah, and Mia's like, "Oh, we should call the cops." And John's dumb butt goes,
I'm going to
"You know
go over
what?
there
I'm gonna
myself.
check it out. Stop doing that, people. Just call the cops. It's their
Meanwhile,
job."
their neighbors, the Higgins, are literally being murdered,
Brutally slaughtered.
stabbed to death in their bed by their estranged daughter, Annabelle Higgins, and her
Hmm.
boyfriend from this cult,
Yeah.
right?
So John goes over, and then you see him coming out of the house covered in blood, and he tells me, "Call the cops! Call the cops!" No, duh. She was gonna do that.
I would wait for the cops. I don't need to be a hero.
Exactly. That's their job. Their job is to be the hero. Why am I gonna put myself in that situation?
With no weapon, walking around in my freaking PJs?
Yeah, exactly. My ugly little
Am I matching
PJs.
PJ set? I
Yeah,
don't think
I don't
so.
think so.
So,
Well, Mia goes back into the house to call the cops, and one of the bad guys, is in the house, right?
mhm. So the
Oof.
the man, the boyfriend, he gets shot in the neighbor's house by the police, but the daughter Annabelle runs into Mia and John's house, into the nursery with all the dolls, is holding
Mhm.
Annabelle, and she commits suicide while holding Annabelle.
Well, doesn't Mia get stabbed? Who stabs Mia?
Yeah, I think she
Which
gets
one? She
stabbed,
stabs her and then gets the doll.
which is why later on Mia has to be on house arrest. She has to be
basically,
on bed
basically
rest
house
until
arrest.
their daughter is born. Yeah, so Annabelle kills herself while holding Annabelle
Yeah.
in their nursery. So that happens. That's not good. That's
Tell me more.
no
No
bueno.
bueno. So Mia wakes up in the hospital, and so her husband is going to med school, and he's about to be matched with like a
Mhm.
hospital. So he's kind of like, "I know, don't worry, we got to put her on bed rest." They go back to the house, and he goes, "I made sure they cleaned this house head to
Mhm.
toe. You could do surgery in here.
Yeah.
Great. I still don't want to live in that
I
house."
don't care how clean it is. That's not the point.
Exactly. I'm not going to live there. No way, no how. Buy me a
Especially in
different
the room that
house.
my baby's supposed to live in.
Right?
Holding
And the
my
doll is
doll, holding
still
my
there.
push
The
present,
Annabelle doll is still
holding my push
there.
present. This woman kills herself in my baby's room.
That's First of all, he should have gotten
No,
rid of that Annabelle doll right then and there.
I would have,
Why would
but
he
for
leave it in
whatever
there?
reason they kept it.
I watched them clean the house, but you know what? We'll keep that doll.
Yeah.
Dumb.
So they
Big
keep the
mistake.
doll, right? She's home by herself. She's on bed rest.
She's doing her
Annabelle
sewing machine.
starts doing this crazy stuff, right? She like pushes down on the pedal for the sewing machine. So the sewing machine is going crazy.
First of all, this sewing machine should get a credit in this movie because it gets more screen time than everybody else.
Honestly, yeah. We're here for the sewing machine in this
Yeah.
video. this
And because
movie.
every time it gives me like a pit in my stomach when she's using it, because I'm like, it's gonna get her. I'm
I
so sure
thought it was
she's
gonna
gonna
like
cut her off
stab her
right
hand
there.
or
I
something.
know. I hate that. The anticipation. But yeah, so Annabelle's doing that. Annabelle's
She
setting
catches popcorn on fire on the stove.
some Jiffy Pop.
Yeah.
Also, Jiffy Pop, leave that to the Scream movie. Like
I
that's
know.
iconic for Scream, so why are you trying to put Jiffy Pop in this
Because
movie?
this movie was so bad. They were like, we gotta give something to the people.
I guess. So yeah, so the house catches fire basically. John had to go away on a conference. Who cares about
Hmm.
him? He's making a lot of dumbass decisions. We don't really care about him.
Right.
For a doctor, he's being real dumb.
He's a bad
I wouldn't
husband.
want him as my doctor.
Nope.
Oh wait, oh, he does try and throw away the Annabelle doll.
Yeah, he throws it in the
He
trash
throws it in the
can
trash.
right outside.
Take that to the dump and you bury that under a
Burn it.
bunch of trash. Yeah,
Burn
burn
it.
it. Burn it.
Throw it in the ocean.
Yeah. So the popcorn, he goes away on like this little like overnight doctor BS thing, whatever, who cares? And the house is literally getting burnt down because Annabelle is burning this Jiffy Pop that Mia left on the stove. And the house is burning and she tries to leave, but she gets pulled. Mia gets
Uh
pulled
huh.
back inside the house, which, oh, must have been Annabelle.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, Annabelle. We love your movie.
no, but we love
No, we
you.
don't.
I'm not gonna lie.
We don't
I'm
love
not
the
gonna start
movie.
lying here and now.
Yeah. We've come this far.
She doesn't want us to patronize her.
Do you hear that? She keeps moving stuff. We swear we're not touching that stuff. It's literally not us.
We gotta put our Raggedy Ann doll back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so which she doesn't tell John. She got like pulled across the freaking floor. She doesn't tell her husband when she comes home that
Like
that
literally, she's on her
happened
stomach being dragged across the living room floor
whilst on bed rest.
while pregnant.
Yeah, and she just doesn't say
About to
anything about that.
bust. About to burst. Annabelle's gonna have to deliver this baby for her.
Literally, because she wants that soul.
She wants that soul. She said, "I'll deliver the baby.
Yeah, but just give it
Just
to
give
me
me the
when you're
baby,
done.
and I'll leave you alone."
Okay,
Anyway,
so
so this crap keeps happening.
sorry.
John gets placed or something. They move. They
Further
move to
away,
Pasadena.
yeah,
They get an apartment in Pasadena, whatever.
which was a nice apartment.
It was. It's huge.
It's huge. Which did they do that in like? I feel like those apartments now, those would have been like 6 different apartments.
Now, if you
They
want
put
something like
walls
that, it's
up.
probably like $25,000 a month.
Yeah, that's a mill. That's a cool mill a year,
Mm-hmm.
easy. But yeah, so they're in a new place. She has the baby. Everything's going
Leah.
great. Nothing's been like really happening. They're chill in Pasadena.
But now that the baby's born,
Tell me,
Annabelle's
I
back.
don't remember.
Annabelle's back somehow. And she starts doing crazy stuff. But then they also have a new neighbor. Her name is Evelyn. And
Evelyn is a saving grace of this movie. You know, Mia starts seeing things again, like in all these like kind of
mhm.
possession movies. She's seeing children, she's seeing creepy like things happening. She kind doesn't she see Annabelle Higgins?
Yeah.
Like she gets glimpses of this stuff and then those little kids in the stairwell. Which good for that little boy because he's like, let's not tell her anything because she's asking, where do you guys live? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, we
Yeah.
don't talk to strangers, girl.
Yeah. They keep like drawing these like weird pictures like in crayon for her.
Yeah, and then we see the pictures are literally of the baby carriage getting pushed in front of like a garbage truck or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, we got to tell these kids' parents because that ain't cool.
Mm-mm.
But then we never really see,
Yeah,
like, there's
that's
nothing.
basically the it.
They really didn't need to put
And
that in the movie.
so Evelyn, her and Mia become friends, what have you. And then we later find out that Evelyn's daughter died in a car accident and it was
Yes.
Evelyn's fault.
She was too sleepy
And
and
that's something
accident
that
happened.
she's been carrying around for all these years.
Yeah.
So that's why they bond. They bond over Leah. She loves Leah. She loves having
Yeah, she
a
loves
little
that
baby
baby.
friend.
She's spoiling the baby, getting it books and
Mhm.
clothes and everything that she would have gotten her granddaughter, you know, if her daughter
Yeah.
didn't die and have like a baby.
Yeah, basically.
All this stuff. And then all we see Evelyn, no, Mia coming out of like a bookshop or something, and she has the baby carriage,
Mhm.
but she's actually holding what's the baby's name?
Leah.
Leah. Who cares?
Who
She's
gives a
holding like who gives
damn?
a damn? Who gives a dirty dang
Who
damn?
gives a damn about this whole movie?
And then the carriage gets pushed into the street and the
Uh
truck hits
huh.
it. The baby's not in there, so okay.
Right.
Cool.
But it's like
What about it?
foreshadowing,
What
like
about it?
how the kids were like, "Yeah, your baby carriage is gonna
I
get hit." That's Annabelle saying, like, "I
Yeah,
know
I
I can control
guess.
more than you think. Like,
Were those kids
don't mess
real?
around."
Were those kids real?
Now that I think about it, who
Who
knows?
knows? Maybe they weren't real. Is this movie actually good?
Because Annabelle,
Are we just dumb?
because Annabelle does like drawing with crayons. Like that's her thing.
Yeah.
Like she writes notes on crayon
Yeah. So
with crayon.
maybe. Who I don't care, honestly.
I'm not rewatching it again to pay
Yeah,
more
I'm not
attention.
I'm not going back. This is what you guys are getting. So she's Mia's looking for some like books that can help her. Like, why am I seeing these things? Blah blah
Hmm.
blah blah blah. So Evelyn's like, "Girl, I've been around the block. Whatever you can say to me, nothing's
Yeah,
gonna
just
shock
tell
me. Just
me.
tell me." She goes, "Possession," and Evelyn's
Haunted
like,
doll.
"Don't worry, I got you, girl," and gets like the books and crap for
Yeah.
her. So good for Evelyn. She
Like
didn't
what a good friend to
Evelyn.
have.
Evelyn didn't even bat an eye. Her husband doesn't believe her, but Evelyn's like, "Don't
She
worry,
doesn't
girl.
care.
She's a girl's girl."
She's a girl's girl. Shout out.
Shout out to Evelyn. So, and then we have, does John go away again? Oh no, they get a priest to come over because John's like, I think we
He's
need to
just at the
talk to
hospital working a
somebody.
lot.
I think we need to, because Mia's like, oh, I've been seeing these things, blah, blah, blah. So John's like, all right, let's get like somebody to talk to. She goes,
Yeah.
what, you think I'm crazy? I'm not seeing a shrink. He goes, we'll go to the church.
Yeah, like we need like
Oh, wait, is that before or after she goes into the basement? She goes into the
I
basement
remember the
first.
basement and like this crazy thing happens down there. It's like
First
a
of all,
figure
she leaves her baby alone in an apartment.
that she knows is haunted
Even if it wasn't
with the doll.
haunted,
Either way,
you're gonna
why
leave
do people
your
leave their babies? Like you
newborn
worked so hard
baby
to have that baby you were in bed with, so you're just gonna leave her alone?
alone in an
After you're scared
apartment.
of her dying, getting hit by a
That's
truck?
crazy.
I know
Even if
there's
it
no
wasn't,
trucks in your
I
apartment,
don't think
but
you're supposed to leave children alone
you can't like it can't like
like that. Like
the
they
baby
can't
can't
even
even like
walk.
lay in her stomach by herself. Like
Exactly. So I guess you really don't want that baby that bad.
it's so interesting. Like you fought so hard for this baby and I'm just gonna leave her alone.
Yeah, so she goes into the basement. She looks like she's carrying like a painting or something, which what you couldn't wait until John gets back.
Right.
Like
This painting needs to be put
it needs to be
downstairs
put down right now.
in the storage room. At
It
that
just this movie
whole
has
huge
too many
apartment,
plot
you need the
holes.
storage.
Yeah, it has too many plot points that are just stupid. I feel like we're being so mean, but you know what? I call it like I see it.
It's not
Trash.
entertaining.
So she's in the basement, she's trying to put this crap away, and then this demon.
All the lights go out.
Yeah. She sees a demon. You know the rest.
And it's
Blah
like
blah
that type of
blah.
storage basement where it's like almost like cages. Like it's just like
Yeah.
chain link fence separating everyone's area. So she like gets stuck inside her little thing.
All right, yeah. So, you know, she sees this demon. She runs back to the elevator, dramatic, presses the button to go upstairs. The
It
door's
doesn't work.
open back up in the basement. This happens like what, like
Hmm.
twice? She's got to keep trying. Then she runs up the stairs. She's like, all right, cool.
Just take the stairs the first time.
Yeah, right? Get
If the
that
stairs are an
cardio
option,
in.
just take the stairs.
You've been on bed rest this whole time and you're telling me you're too lazy to go up the stairs.
Your baby's like at least 4 weeks old at this point. It's time to get back into it.
Yeah, let's go.
I love how
So,
in our first episode we're like, we love women, we don't condone women or condemn women, and now we're like, fuck you.
fuck this bitch.
We're like, hurry up, fatty. You just
Yeah.
run upstairs.
I know you just had a baby, but get your ass moving.
Judging her for leaving her baby alone. Judging her for wanting to take the elevator instead of the stairs.
Well, if it's not working the first time,
And if you see some crap down there, I'm looking for the first way out. I'm not like
exactly.
waiting.
Because you know those elevator doors never close quick.
And you know, why would you think an elevator is going to work?
Yeah.
Out of all the things that she's been doing to you, why do you think the elevator is going to take you back upstairs?
She's not. She's got that mommy brain.
Mommy
Mommy
brain, oh my
brain.
gosh, can't think. Oh my gosh, I forgot my baby upstairs.
Yeah,
Oops.
literally. That drives me nuts. That she just leaves her baby, who can't walk, can't do anything. Literally, all it can do is nothing.
That just leaving your baby alone, period, and then in a haunted house.
Yeah. She doesn't
With
deserve
Annabelle,
it.
basically.
Yeah.
Oh, and Annie, watch the baby for me.
They're besties at this point.
Like, what?
So then she tells John all this crap that happened. And he's like, I think my wife's a little crazy. Let's go talk to the church.
Yeah.
So they're talking to the pastor or the priest. I don't remember.
The priest.
Sure. Again, who gives a I don't want to swear because I don't want to put any more money in our Lego fund.
Who cares?
I'm gonna go
Whatever it
broke.
is, they don't ever perform an exorcism because Annabelle ends up getting her soul at the end of the movie, unfortunately.
You're skipping ahead.
I'm skipping ahead, but I just gotta say it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
First
find all the
thing,
good parts.
the priest is like, no, you know what? I don't think she's crazy. Let me come check out this freaking doll because something's going on. So he goes to the house and he's like, yeah, there's something wrong with this. I'm going to take it back to the church with me
Mhm.
and like we'll bless it. We'll do whatever we need to do. So he's driving. He first puts the doll in the passenger seat and then he like
Disgusting.
looks back and he's like, never
But at the
mind.
same time, I'd rather have her next to me than
Yeah,
behind
so I
me.
can look, so I can watch her. She's sitting on my lap. I'm strapping her into the seatbelt with me. Same seatbelt, same seat.
I'm trying to.
I'm borrowing one of those baby Bjorns from Mia, and I'm strapping that doll to me.
I'm tying a rope around her neck and I'm dragging her behind the car.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, drag her behind the car. Why not?
I'm putting her in a box and I'm having the mailman bring her to me instead.
Yeah,
She
she's
won't
getting
know.
shipped.
She
And
got
not priority either. Ground. She's getting ground shipped. She, not today. I think I'm gonna pick priority for that bitch.
3 to 5 business days. I'll have Annabelle at the church.
Yeah, don't worry. No packing peanuts, nothing. Not even a box.
Fingers crossed she gets lost in transit.
So he's driving. He's driving.
Not even in a box. Just tape a shipping label to her.
Yeah, she'll be fine. Nothing. She'll be fine. She'll survive. She always does. So then he's like, all right, I'll throw her in the back seat. She goes in the back seat. The radio goes weird and shit happens in the car. Nothing that crazy. He gets out and he goes and starts to walk towards the church. And he gets right inside the door.
Right on the front
boom,
steps.
boom. He gets pushed back. Head's bleeding everywhere. Because Annabelle's like, I ain't getting in that church.
Yeah.
Not
She's
today.
like, girl, I literally cannot go in
She
there.
really loves pushing people. She pushed like Mia across the floor. She's
Yep.
pushing this priest out the freaking door.
Probably freaking.
Maybe she is a child.
She's probably pushing the baby in her bassinet while
Literally.
Mia's freaking downstairs moving the painting.
She's like, maybe she is like a demon child because listen, she
But
likes
maybe
crayons. She likes to push. Those are what children do.
Maybe she's like trying to be nice and she like likes the baby.
But
But she just
I don't
hates
know about
adults.
that.
Probably not.
I don't know about that.
With the baby, she's like, but if she wanted the baby, she could have easily just taken the baby. Like, it's just a baby.
No,
Like, it can't be
because
that
you need
hard.
the soul. You have to like
A baby doesn't have
invite
a
it
soul?
in. No, but you have to say you can take my soul. That's the only way that it can do it. Which is
and a
why
baby can't give up her soul.
No, so she's trying to get Mia to. Can we say
Mm.
suicide on here?
Unalive herself, you mean? Unalive?
Unalive herself.
We're 25 minutes in. What have we said what happened yet?
Who gives a shit? And then
thank God, almost done.
Almost done.
Don't worry, guys.
Don't
Just a few
worry.
more minutes. Bear with us. Bear with us.
Don't worry. We'll put something in the beginning of this video that says, "Please skip. Go to episode 5."
Warning.
Warning. This sucks ass. So he's in the hospital. Blah 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 blah. And then John, of course, he's at the hospital because where else would he freaking be? Caring for his family? I don't think so.
Nope. Things start to go real crazy in the apartment. The priest tries to come back, and Annabelle like locks him out.
Yeah.
She's like, he's like trying to get in. It's Evelyn.
Locks out John and the priest. All this crap.
Well, no. First it's just the priest, and Evelyn and Mia.
Wait,
are
how does
inside.
the priest get back?
I don't know. He's just somehow does.
Why wasn't John back yet? What was he doing? He's still at the hospital. He's like, I don't care.
Couldn't get a hold of her.
But John sees the priest in the hospital.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway,
yeah, and so he runs back.
There.
I don't think
the priest
goes
is
back.
there. Yeah, he does because the priest can't get in, and it's just Evelyn. Someone's outside the door trying to get in.
Yeah. And Annabelle has the baby like locked in a room or something. Because Evelyn's like, we got to go to the church or something, and they can help us there. And she's like, no, my baby. You've left her
now
once, you can't leave her again? Sorry. So all that crap's going on. They finally get in, and Mia's about to freaking jump out the window because she's saving her daughter.
Yeah. But first, they try to call John at the hospital, and the phone goes all wonky, and they can't get through to him.
John and the priest call the home to warn them about Annabelle. God, we're gonna talk about this shitty movie, let's talk correct about it.
At least say what happened.
Yeah, at least say what happened. what happened was they call, they call, and they're like, blah blah, static, 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 whatever. And then yeah, so she tries to jump out the window. They save her, and then Evelyn, sweet baby angel Evelyn, is like, "I got this, girl. Don't worry.
She's like, listen, you need a soul. My
I'll give it to
daughter's
you."
dead because of me. I want you to live your
Trade,
life with your daughter
tradesies.
the way that she deserves to have her mother. You
Yeah,
deserve to have your daughter. Let me do this for you as one final gift
and she
of
jumps out
friendship
the window with Annabelle.
with Annabelle.
And then they pan back to Mia and John. They're hugging. Who cares? It's not like they're Ed and Lorraine. I don't give a crap.
They're ugly.
They're,
They don't look good together.
you know,
It's not true
I don't
love. It's
believe
not
they're a
cute.
couple. I don't believe they're a
No.
couple.
They don't play a couple well. They're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
like just
I
two
don't
people with a
believe it.
baby.
Yeah, two blonde white people with a baby.
Even after all they've
Like I
been
need to
through,
see
you
that
think they
again.
would at least be trauma bonded. They're not even trauma bonded.
Yeah,
Like,
because John, I don't think John
he
still
doesn't
believes
care.
it.
He's like, sorry, I gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah, sorry. And then they pan back to Evelyn, who's on the ground, bleeding out. She
Oh my
dead,
gosh, dead.
and Annabelle's nowhere to be seen. She gone.
She gone.
Okay, it's over now. You're
Yep.
welcome.
Oh, so of course she's gone. That way they can make another
Yeah.
movie.
And then we know in the next one it's going to be those nurses because we saw the beginning scene.
Mm-hmm.
We see somebody buying this doll at like a thrift store or something.
Yep. Annabelle somehow ends up at the damn thrift
Yeah.
store.
Don't thrift, guys. Buy
Especially
new.
dolls. Dirty.
Don't thrift.
But like, I just want to know who saw that dirty doll in the store. And I was like, yes, that's a gift.
Yeah.
That's gift worthy.
All right, you want the tidbits?
I guess.
You want
Yeah.
the titty bitties?
It's that part of the video again where Ash. it's
Say my
that.
name. Say it with your chest this time.
It's that time in the episode where Sydney will give me some little like fun facts and like true or false questions that I need to guess whether they are true or not about the movie.
Well, honestly, I think we already covered this one, but I'll
Some
ask it
mid
anyways
facts for a
because
mid movie.
yeah, I couldn't find anything good, so these are all mid. Okay, was the backstory of Annabelle real or made up for this movie?
I know she was actually given to a young nursing student as a gift in real life.
That's correct, but the actual backstory of like the disciples of the
That's
Rams, and
fake.
that's all fake. They made it up, which is why this movie sucks because they didn't draw from real life events.
And they didn't even try.
Yeah. Next.
Did they?
No.
So when these movies came out, did they know that they were eventually going to be releasing all these other ones for these things to eventually make sense?
I don't know. You're thinking too deep into this mid movie.
Because why would the opening scene be like the people from this cult if they didn't know we were going to get a third Conjuring movie explaining what that cult is?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Or did they
Well,
just
they did this
or did they
movie.
just make that scene and be like whatever happens happens and then the Conjuring was like, "You know what? We're going to
They
play on
made
that
this, and
because we
then
need it to all be
yeah,
related."
yeah, they made this, and they were like, I guess we got to keep going with the disciples of the Ram
Mm.
because that is in the third Conjuring movie, and that's not like part of that case either. The disciples of the Ram wasn't part of like Arnie's story
Mm.
when
Okay,
he
yeah.
murdered that. Okay, next mid fact. This is a question. Go ahead and put your answers in the comments or not.
If you're still here,
If you're still here, which
thank
if you
you.
are, no, you shouldn't be. That's on you. Don't put that on us. Okay. How old do you think the woman who played Evelyn, whose name is like Alfre Woodard or something, how old do you think she was when she was filming the movie? Evelyn.
50.
That your final answer?
Yeah.
She was 62
Oh wow.
and she was gorgeous. She didn't look a
Mhm.
day over 45 in my
At least there
opinion.
was someone pretty in this movie.
Burn.
I guess if we didn't get Vera, I guess we got Evelyn.
Yeah. I mean Evelyn was the best part of this movie, I think.
She was.
She was in it to win it. She sacrificed herself
Mhm.
for this dumb couple who kept leaving their baby alone.
Mhm. They deserved it.
All right, are we done?